You want to pray again?
Yeah, we'll do it over again. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We're recording our study today. We kind of thought it was important not only to share, but also to make sure we're capturing these keys to the kingdom protocol that we're speaking. We don't want to miss out on what we're saying. And of course, this is my lovely wife, Trina.
Hello.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Most High, we thank you again for the reading of your word. We thank you again for this great day that you have given us to set aside and put you first as we always do, but to spend more time. And as the text says today, the thought says today, to lean in and depend on you. Let the words of our mouth and the meditations of our heart be acceptable in your sight. For you are our master and our redeemer. Amen. Okay. And as my wife was saying, we're basically starting over a lesson for our thought for today, because she came with more precepts that I felt we need to record. So the idea the Most High gave me was recreate yourself. And my wife and I were speaking on this briefly last night, and I thought that we should put it in the lesson for today. And the script that we're coming out of is 2 Corinthians 5:17. And Proverbs 3:5-6 I said, but my wife said let's take it on up to Proverbs 5-12. So we're going to read over 2 Corinthians 5:17.
Second Corinthians 5:17. It says, therefore, if anyone is in Yahuwah, he is a new creation. Old things have passed away. Behold, all things have become new.
Alrighty. And I'm going to read the notes that I wrote concerning this thought. During this worldwide shutdown, I believe that it's very important for all of us to recreate ourselves, especially us folks. This is the perfect time to live the dream, as a lot of people say and you have heard before. But this is the perfect time for us to live the dream placed on our hearts by Abba Yah, that some of us have had reoccurring since childhood. It's time to be that business owner, that artist, that athlete, or who and whatever the Most High has purposed for us to be. It's time for us to get together as a people. However, first, we must individually seek out His plan A for our lives. We must lean in and depend on Him. You got that script?
Yes.
Proverbs 3:5.
Proverbs 3:5-12.
But first I want to say, the Most High had me to do a recording about the plan A and the plan B for our lives. And His plans are the plan A plan for our lives. But our plan is the plan B. And I said in my recording that plan B is really Hasatan's plan for our lives. That plan of selfishness, just like him, who said that he would be raise his throne above the Most High's throne, that he would sit amongst the stars. And notice he was saying a lot of I's.
Right.
And see, we have to make sure that we don't get into that same attitude with our plans for our lives. And as we will see in this script here, this is telling us how we walk out this new recreating ourselves.
Okay, so Proverbs 3:5-12. It says, trust in Yahushua with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths.
Let me stop you there, baby. And that verse 5 is the clincher.
Right.
Because we're to trust in Yahuwah, the Most High, with all of our hearts. And that's what I was saying. We're to lean in and depend on him, and not leaning in on our own understanding.
Right.
What we think we want to do, where we think we want to go, who we think we want to be with. And see, this is that plan B I was talking about.
That's right. Because the word also speaks about we are predestined. So the Most High already knows the direction we're going to go in.
Let's go to that. Well, yeah, let's go to that script. And that's in Jeremiah 29:11.
Okay. I don't have enough fingers.
I get it. Thank the Most High.
Yes. I think that's so very important, because we try to, in our own selfish ways, say, well, I can do this and I can do that and I can do this, and then we wonder why we're not manifesting.
Manifesting, period.
Right. We sow seeds, or we go in a direction that we think we should go.
That's right.
But the Most High has given us another direction, and that's why we fight so much going back and forth, because we're leaning to our own understanding of what it should look like, what it should be. Okay, you got Jeremiah.
And what he says in Jeremiah, he says, for I know, Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the thoughts I think towards you, says Yahuwah, thoughts of peace or shalom, not of evil, to give you an expected end.
Right.
And what one of my versions said, to give you not to harm you, which they say not of evil, but to give you hope and a future.
Right.
And see, that's what we're always, see, that's what our faith is all about. That we have hope in a future.
Right.
Whatever that future is, that's what we're pressing in our faith into. Now, he said in his word that he has a plan for me.
Right.
And you got your script back in
Yes.
Proverbs? Okay, give me
I
a
got
second.
Proverbs.
But like I was saying in my my testimony, I thought when I first got in that hospital and I woke up, and I said in my heart, what in the hell is going on? And I don't mean to cuss, but that's what I said in my spirit, because I couldn't talk. I had tubes coming out my nose, out of my mouth, and I looked over and saw my wife. And she said, it's going to be all right, Robert. I'm here. You had a stroke, but it's okay. You're all right. You okay? Then I started feeling and fumbling with my chest. She said, don't do that. You can't touch that. She was like, you had an open heart surgery, and but you're okay. Don't worry. You're all right. She said, don't try to talk. You're all right. But see, right then, I had a split second of fear. But when I looked at her, it was a reminder of what the Most High had told us. He was like, something is going to happen that's going to try your faith. And he had me to pass that on to my wife and to prepare her. And he prepared us for like 2 months. He just kept telling me to tell her the same thing.
No matter what you see. No matter what you see,
we're about to go through something that's going to shake our faith.
Yeah.
But no matter what you see, keep your eyes on me. And like you said, remain faithful. Yeah. But that just for that split second, I forgot the thoughts that he had for me. I forgot the hope, the future, and I forgot that he had all of this wasn't to harm me.
Right.
See, and that's that Jeremiah 29:11 promise. You can always have that as your go-to. That he has a plan A for my life, or for all our lives as Israel right now, going through not knowing what's going to happen tomorrow, not knowing what our enemies are thinking about what they're going to try to do to us.
Right.
We can't worry. We can't be concerned about that. We have to concern ourselves with what the Most High's plan and thoughts are for us.
Right.
And how do we line ourselves up with His plans and thoughts in her script.
So Proverbs 3, 5 through 12 is, trust in Yahuwah with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct your path.
And that's the clincher right there.
Yeah.
Getting up every day and saying, okay, Pop, what do we have to do today? And like I was telling my wife before the recording, you have to get to the place where you say, okay, Daddy, what are we doing today? As a child,
right?
As the script says, to get into the kingdom, you must come as a child. And
putting Him first, because when you put Him first within your Ruach, He's going to let you know what it is you need to do.
That's right.
He will reveal to you dangers seen and unseen.
That's right.
People that you need to avoid, places you need to avoid. And that comes with the renewing of the mind.
That's right.
And it all lines up. And just like I had mentioned to you yesterday, you cannot separate Yah's word, the Most High's word. It all relates. It's meshed together. It's intermingled. And you cannot separate one part from the other.
Right.
Just remaining in His word and following His commandments.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's daily.
Daily.
Just like it says, in all your ways acknowledge Him.
Yeah.
So that's everything you do. And see, like I was telling my wife, at first I said, okay, Pop, what am I doing today? And that's the wrong attitude, because you're walking this thing out with Him. He said He'll never leave or forsake you.
Right.
So He's not sending you out into the world by yourself.
Right.
He's saying, I'm going with you.
And He goes before you.
That's right.
To make those crooked places straight. And as you were speaking, I was thinking about this scripture says,
in all your
3,
ways.
5, and 6 says, in all your ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct your path. Think about a path. A path is what you get on to go in a certain direction. That path can be on a street. That path can be a graveled road. That path can be a dirt road. That path can be a direction within your mind, your thoughts. So we can look at it both literally and figuratively in order for you to get the gist in the natural space that we're in, and also first and foremost in that spiritual place until it is manifested in the natural. So you have to again rely on the Ruach in order to lead, guide, and direct you.
And like I said in this thought here, leaning in and depending on Him. And that's something He always tell me to do. Lean in and depend on me. I got you.
Right. And with you saying that, because you're at a place now that you're confident, but to those men and women that are not in that place, they have to make sure it's important that you create a space, an environment where you can go into that arena or establish your relationship by reading your word.
That's right. That's what I was going to say. It's all about, like she said, creating a secret place of your own with the Most High. You have got to get to that place, like this movie we saw a while back called The Prayer Room. Only called The Prayer Room?
I think so.
Where this older lady would go in her prayer room and put up scripts.
Her secret place.
Her secret. Yeah. See, that's how we have to imagine ourselves. Every day we have to wake up. Like I say, I don't go in no closet. I just wake up, give my time to the Most High, and humble myself under His hands and say,